From Tutorial Island to Max Cape, my Iron Man took me 1600 hours to achieve this. As a freshly maxed Iron Man, with nearly 0 PVM kills and experience, I needed a goal. Despite being unfamiliar with a lot of bosses in this game, I want to get absolute max gear in my Iron Man, all by myself. Just me doing the most efficient way of grinding upgrades, including all 3 mega rares. This is my journey. Follow along as I go from freshly maxed to absolute maxed. We have been hard locked to trying to finish the full Oathplate grind for almost 2 weeks now. We have seen 3 legs and 5 horns in our name, and have only needed 1 more unique, either the body or helm, since about 1000 kills. This is thanks to the dry protection, allowing us to smith an armor piece of our choosing for 450 Oathplate shards. However, 450 kills later, we have still not seen a new Oathplate piece. I have grown to accept that there's a very realistic possibility that I will not be seeing a new unique, but rather my new goal is to get 900 Oathplate shards, and smith both the helm and the body. This would mean that we would finish this boss at roughly 1900 KC. That is, of course, unless some miracle happens and we actually see a drop. Even forgotten lockboxes can get our hopes up. We have roughly a 1 in 135 chance of seeing any Oathplate piece every time we open one. All we have to do is roll the helm or chest and we'd be free. 1453 KC, another lockbox. 11 Oathplate shards is a very good drop considering we only need 200 to go to smith both pieces. A little over 1500 KC now, still not seeing anything. 1549 KC now, another forgotten lockbox. I just need literally anything else that isn't Oathplate legs. Oh my god. So it has actually happened. We got an Oathplate piece from a lockbox, and of course, it was legs. Fun fact, everything you open from there, while it may not be announced in the chat, it does go to my collection log. So my clan has no idea right now that I just got another 150 mil drop, and now my log is showing 4 legs, 5 horns, and nothing else. The good news is that those legs is yet another 50 shards, so we can break down 3 for a total of 150, and when added onto our 620 Oathplate shards we currently have, we are now 778 out of 900 shards complete. Almost able to smith 2 pieces. 1560 KC now. Oh my god, we're done. No way. So the helm and legs are complete. Now we get to use our mining and smithing skills to make the plate body. I'm not sure how long this process will take, and it's going to be my first time in this area, so I'm kind of excited. There is a new 3-tick item that only works here, similar to the gnome cube. It is called Jim's Wet Cloth. Basically a sweat rag to help us 3-tick faster and better. So fun fact, I actually have a bronze pickaxe stored inside of this napkin. You can't see the pickaxe on me, but as long as I'm clicking the napkin to mine, my character is swinging a bronze pickaxe. This timing is actually really awkward compared to normal 3-ticking. I have to click the napkin, ground, and then wait until the 3rd tick and finally click the rock. I can't click the rock any sooner or else it won't work. It is also ideal to chisel the infernal shales ASAP when we mine them, which we try to do in this clip, but as you can see, I am currently horrible at it. The reason we want to chisel ASAP is because to incentivize tick manipulation, Jigix also added a mechanic that we get more crushed infernal shales, the things at the bottom of our inventory, when chiseling while there is only 1 in our inventory at a time. In order to smith our plate body, we are going to need 2520 crushed infernal shales. This may take a bit. Alright, I got to about 200 shales before giving up on the napkin. The timing is just so awkward, and I felt like I was losing more time trying to learn how to use it versus just 3-ticking normally. So we started doing some 3T 4I, 3-tick 4 infernal shales. I did 3T 4I for a bit, and unfortunately I forgot to check how long this was taking, but thankfully we can go off our login timer. We got here for the first time around 4 hours and 40 minutes, meaning it's been roughly 35 minutes and we just got 1000 shales. This is definitely not bad considering I wasted a lot of time trying to figure out the napkin, and even ran to the bank a couple times. To grab normal 3-tick supplies. For the content and sake of variety, I tried some more napkin mining. I think I somewhat got the hang of it at this point, There is a small chance that this might be easier than normal 3 ticks, so feel free to try it out. But because I haven't done tens of thousands hours of it yet, the clicks feel very foreign after doing normal 3 tick for so long. 1 hour 20 minute mark from when we started coming up, about to get 6 houred. Up to 2 450 shards in that time, very close to being done. This should definitely be less than 90 minutes to mine everything, but that's still only half the process. We still have to smith it. I have zero idea how the smithing process works, but according to the wiki, we need 9 infernal plates to make the plate body. In order to get an infernal plate, we need an infernal chunk. In order to get an infernal chunk, we need 10 infernal nuggets. In order to get an infernal nugget, we need an infernal blend. In order to make our infernal blend, we need 5 oathplate shards and 28 crushed infernal shales. Anyway, I hope this makes sense. And so it begins. In order to get 10 nuggets, we have to click on the furnace and the bag 10 times. Once I finally got 10 nuggets, using them on the furnace made my first ever infernal chunk. Both while I was doing this and rewatching it, I have no idea what I'm doing. There's a progress bar in the anvil which we see, and I think the point is we want to click once per tick until the bar runs out, and then do the next bar and repeat until it's done. Now here comes the real smithing XP, 1 XP per tick. I think when we click on the last tick before the bar expires, we mess it up as we only get a 1 to 2 XP drop when it resets. However, when done right and not clicking the bar at the end, we seem to get slightly more XP, like right there, I just got 10. Enough clicking later, we got our first ever infernal plate. Now we need to repeat this process 8 more times. This method kind of reminds me of Artisan's Workshop and Artist 3 before the mining and smithing rework. Quick shout out to all those rune ceremonial swords that I made back in the day. It took us about 20 minutes for all 9 plates. We can now officially smith our final oath plate piece. 1560 Yama kills, almost about 100 hours later. Thank God for this dry protection. It is so relieving that we just spent a little under 2 hours to smith and choose our final piece, and not have to worry about dupes. Oh my god, I feel like I'm in a movie theater right now with this insane cutscene. I am currently getting to work on creating the oath plate. It's done. Full oath plate on my Iron Man. Unfortunately, the smith piece does not show on the clog, so Yama will remain ungreen. However, that's a full set of armor completed. We can move on to the next thing now. I know we are usually PVMing nowadays, but Yama has finally given me an excuse to skill. Aether runes were a new rune released with Yama. It is a combination rune of soul plus cosmic. This is useful for a lot of endgame PVM speedrunners and just convenience. That being said, as an Iron Man, there is very little use for Aether runes. Of course, we can use them to save an inventory slot during certain PVM, but I just did 100 hours of Yama and I got enough supplies to make 46,000 of them. That will not last long doing anything. So what is the purpose of these runes? Why am I making them? What am I doing with my life? About a year ago, Sunfire runes came out. Jagex for some reason coded these guys to give 13.5 XP each, surpassing the second highest rune by about 30% in XP per essence. This allowed mains to use runners there, and get over 400k runecraft XP per hour. Something that I showed in a video, only for it to be nerfed within 24 hours after release. They lowered the XP per essence down to 9, killing the content for runners. Since then, it's been back to lavas for 10.5 XP per essence. The only other exception for higher XP per essence is ZMI, which is 15 XP per essence. However, that was purposely nerfed, and trading has been removed near that altar, due to being too OP. Who cares, JCW? Why are you telling us this? We just want to see you whack a boss for a chance at a drop. Well, Aether runes for some reason were put into the game at 20 XP per essence, an insane buff over any other rune. Because of this, mains can now get over 500k an hour runecraft, which this video is not about. I do, however, believe Jagex should nerf this or fix it eventually, so I wanted to use all of my Aether catalysts while the XP was still there. Coincidentally, I have 2 million Dale in my bank from when I was AFKing on the side during leagues. What are the odds? There's a couple rules of thumb for Dale Essence. It's never more efficient to get Dale if you can have pure Essence. The reason is if we assume we mine 5,000 Dale per hour, The XP per day alt at lava runes is 5 XP each or 25k an hour. Or the best place to use them, ZMI, is 7.5 XP each or about 37k an hour bank. However, we have to consider that we are an Iron Man. We can't just buy pure essence whenever we want. That's the reason why a lot of irons use day alt. But now with Aether runes, day alt got even better. Instead of an extra 7.5 XP per essence, we are now getting an extra 10 XP per essence. This means that while clicking AFK rock for day alt during leagues, we are effectively banking 50k an hour runecraft XP here. That is insanely good. We are currently at 18.7 mil runecraft XP. I believe I have enough Aether catalysts to go all the way to 20 mil. Let's get to it. It took me a bit to get settled in as I haven't done skilling in ages, but I completely forgot that we can move the magic imbue and make casting and using the rune on the altar significantly easier. I also did a test hour where I used the Quest Cape Fairy Ring instead of POH. The Quest Cape can land you on a couple tiles that are RNG, but if you land on the tile closest to the Fairy Ring, it is one tick faster than teleing to the POH. It didn't take long before I went back to POH or Fairy Ring due to the one extra inventory slot for more runes per trip. 19 million runecraft XP complete. The XP rates with day alt here are about 145 to 150k an hour. Pretty solid with day alt, and it's somewhat close to the same rates as solo lavas. You may also be wondering why I'm not using my RC outfit for more runes. The reason is it doesn't really work on Aether runes. The RC outfit is meant to net 60% more runes, which is great, and it does do that. However, every extra rune that I get, it uses another catalyst, meaning my total net Aether runes at the end of this will be the same whether I use the outfit or not. With the outfit, I'll just finish all my catalysts faster, which is less XP gained, and because this method is such good XP, makes it not worth using if you care about XP. Today has honestly been really chill, split up into 2 sessions for a total of 1.3 mil runecraft today. Here is 20 mil RC XP. I still have another 45 minutes banked in Catalyst, which won't hurt to use, so 45 minutes to go and then we can move on. As if Yama didn't just bank us 1/10 of 99 runecraft, we also got a lot of banked herb XP. I mean, maybe way too much herb XP. Yama dropped barrels that hold 100 secondary ingredients to make 100 surging potions. We've gotten over 70 of these, and the surging pots are 185 XP each. That's a lot of XP each. I just finished opening all of my barrels and we have 7.6k secondary ingredients. I think I'm too scared to use all 7.6k on my torso weeds, just in case I need torsos for something in the future. But at the very least, I'm going to make 4.5k surging pots for now. That's 830k herb XP. Regen pouch Herblore training is really nice to do. We get to chill AFK at a bank for a couple hours and get 480k an hour herb XP. Here is 29 mil Herblore. And unfortunately, our skilling session has come to an end. We got to runecraft 46.5k runes alongside making 4.4k 4-dose surge potions. The surge potions give us 25 spec and they have a 5-minute cooldown between sipping. This means that we have about 1.5k hours of surge pots banked. And remember, we only use roughly half of our secondaries. This seems like a good point to end today's video. I really hope you all enjoyed it, and as always, TY for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you all next time. Peace out.